UNHABITAT Urban Indicators Program estimates that around 65 up to 70% of cities in the world do not have the means, the technical conditions, the know-how, the institutional settings to know exactly how the city is growing, in which direction, by which actors, promoted or incentivized by whom. These cities, which represent something like 7 cities out of 10, is a very high proportion. These cities are like ships in a very turbulent sea, and they don't have the adequate navigation tools. Without these navigation tools, the cities have the possibility to be going in rounds. They have the possibility to reach places that were not attended by them, or even worse, to waste the resources and to waste conditions to make sure that prosperity, sustainability, resilient cities are really what we strive for. The establishment of an urban observatory in the state of Karnataka is a wonderful idea. It's very welcome by UNHABITAT for several reasons. I would like to point out at least 3 of them. The first one is that studies that we have conducted in the last 15 years show to us with very compelling evidence that a city can be prosperous and can be sustainable only when different levels of government are working together. And Karnataka state working with Bangalore city is a fundamental step towards shared prosperity of the cities of this state. It is proven that the neoliberal idea that cities compete among themselves is not really having serious ground, at least not a scientific ground. Beyond the ideological position, it is clear that cities require new paradigms of governance in which different actors, both horizontal and vertical, work together in order to make sure that they maximize benefits. Second important reason, hand by hand with the idea of not to leave anyone behind, as the UN motto is saying, today no city can claim to be prosperous and can claim to be economically productive with good quality of life and good governance if this city doesn't have these navigation tools that we were referring to. If it doesn't have the methods, the data, the information, the conditions to make sure that no person and no place is forgotten or left behind. The local observatory or the state observatory is fundamental because it will address this fundamental notion that Indian cities require more information. They require more knowledge, and they require better conditions to understand how to navigate in these turbulent waters. Number 3, data is not good enough in itself. Data is only good when it's connected to decision making, when it's connected to good policies, when it's connected to the possibility to measure how these policies are impacting in the well-being of individuals and how people in cities are changing their living conditions. The observatory will certainly bring these opportunities to connect in a continuum good data, knowledge, decision making. This continuum is paramount to understand that in the future, any policy, any action, any plan, any strategy needs to be very carefully assessed and the impact of them understood in order to take corrective action and to define what is better, not only for Bangalore but for other cities in this state. We therefore in UNHABITAT celebrate the establishment of this State Urban Observatory. We encourage authorities at different levels to work together, and we offer the possibility of providing technical advisory services in the form of training, in the form of tools, in the form of knowledge, in the form of report making, to address one of the fundamental issues that today is marking the future of urbanization in the world, which is the new urban agenda, this political and technical outcome document of the Habitat 3 conference, but also the urban indicators of the Sustainable Development Goals. Not only the 15 indicators of Goal 11, but also all the urban indicators of different goals. The Urban Observatory needs to work as a platform to respond to these international development agendas, but connected to the state needs and connected to the state context and connected to the state opportunities and challenges. This possibility will offer to this observatory the conditions to measure how the state and the cities inside this state are featuring in this global agenda, but also what is needed locally to make sure that all this fundamental progress that Bangalore has made in recent years can be also shared at different levels of other small and secondary cities. This possibility is great, and we welcome the organization of this workshop and the organization of this conference, and we express our interest to fully support this endeavor. Thank you very much.